Hello friends, you are all welcomed in Philosophy for UPSC channel. Now come to topic Sankhya, Moksha or Kaivalya or liberation. There are three types of sufferings in Sankhya philosophy. Those are known as Adhyatmic or spiritual, Adhiदैविक or divine, और अभिभौतिक अधिभौतिक और फिजिकल और मटेरियल. Absolute removal of these sufferings are the stage of moksha. When moksha is the ultimate aim of man's life, earth and calm are producers of sufferings, so they cannot be ultimate purusarth or aim. According to Sankhya, Purus in its nature is eternal, free from time and space, and free from gun. It is natural spectator of functions of Prakriti. Means previously you are known that all types of worldly works are done by Prakriti, not by Purus. Purus is only neutral spectators of the works of Prakriti. As in the Jaina philosophy, Jeev is naturally with Anant Chatushta, as Shankar regards the soul as external and free, the same as Purus of Sankhya is eternal and free. Why does Purus come in the bondage? Why does it want to get salvation? According to Sankhya, Purus is quite different from mind, intellect, and ego, but due to ignorance, it considers itself as doer and consumer. In this stage, Purus is overlapped or attached by three types of sufferings and suffers much. Again, when Purus realizes its own nature by ultimate knowledge, it gets moksha. So, moksha is praptasya prapti, means it is already existent with the soul, but due to ignorance, it is seemed at actual reality. But those are not actual reality. So moksha is praptasya prapti. In other words, it is only realization, pre-natural obtained stage. Buddha says that knowledge of Four Noble Truths are the means of obtaining salvation, whereas Sankhya says that knowledge of ultimate reality is the means to get moksha. A man cannot get salvation by deeds. Mimamsa tells differently that only deeds, karma of man, can lead towards salvation. When by samyak jnana or right knowledge, Purus knows his status, what is free from Prakriti, Purus realizes his real nature and gets moksha. Thus, moksha is the real stage of Purus. Sankhya has illustrated an example. Sankhya has illustrated an example for the process of salvation. A dancer is detached from dance after performance the same as when all types of development of Prakriti is stopped. Then Purus is detached from ignorance created by Prakriti. In this stage, Purush knows his real nature. In the stage of moksha, Purush knows his pure conscious status, sufferings are removed, Atma is not regarded Atmamay. Shankar regards moksha as Sachidanand, means existent, conscious, and bliss. These all quality coming together is known as Sachidanand. It is view of Shankaracharya, who was perfectly theist. According to Sankhya, a stage of moksha is not the stage of bliss because bliss is the quality of sattva. In a real sense, moksha is the transcendental stage of three qualities of Prakriti. Impression of deeds, karma, or sanskar are completely abolished and way of rebirth is stopped. It is the stage beyond suffering and bliss. Two types of moksha is described in Sankhya, Sadeh Mukti and Videh Mukti. In Sadeh Mukti, moksha is obtained in life, and in Videh Mukti, moksha is obtained after death. In Sadeh Mukti, a person gets salvation, but he is not left from sanskar of past deeds. For the removal of those sanskar or impressions, a person has to reject them by taking body which known as paripak of karma sanskar. Means without abolition of karma sanskar, no moksha is obtained. In this stage, detachment takes place in the performance. In Videh Mukti, all types of subtle and tangible bodies are destroyed and ultimate stage of moksha is obtained. In the real sense, Purush neither gets bondage nor gets salvation because in his real nature he is ever liberated. Vachaspati Mishra tells that bondage and salvation of Purush to be obtained is illusion. In Sankhya Karika, Ishwar Krishna has also told it. Yoga concept, theoretical part of Sankhya and for moksha, yam, niyam, pranayam, etc. Eightfold path are well described. So, just like Atma or Purush is completely liberated from different types of sufferings, it is a stage of moksha. It is already obtained by Purush, but due to ignorance of Prakriti, he forgets all. And when he remembers his own status, moksha is availed. Generally, yoga means to combine together. It states the practical process to combine soul and God. With changing time, yoga has got its different kinds as Raj Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Kriya Yoga, etc. But ancient form of yoga is found in Yoga Sutra of Patanjali. Means Sankhya and yoga is similar to one another. Sankhya is theoretical view and yoga is practical view. After a little difference, they are the same. Now come to the point. These sutras states practical attempt to get kaivalya or salvation or liberation. There are so many similarities between Sankhya and yoga are as follows. This is first point. Both are dualists and accept two ultimate realities, Prakriti and Purush. Point second, aim of both is to get salvation. Third, according to both, there are three types of sufferings. Fourth, according to both, right knowledge or Vivek Gyan is the source to get salvation. Point fifth, according to both, main cause of bondage is ignorance. Point sixth, knowledge of differences between Purush and Prakriti leads a person towards salvation. Point seventh, sources to get knowledge is Pratyaksh, Anuman and Shabd. Both accepts, point 8, both accepts evolution and consider the world true. Point 9, both are Satkarjavadi. There are some differences between these two. Those are as follows. First, Sankhya is mainly theoretical but yoga is practical. Second, Sankhya is atheist but yoga is theist. Yoga is known as Seswar Sankhya. Sankhya is not so much able to determine the cause to establish relation between Purush and Prakriti. Yoga tells that it is God who establishes relation on which establish relation between Purush and Prakriti. Now this topic has been finished. This is very uh, easy topic, and you know, Muksha Vichar is similar to all the persons who want to get salvation. Okay, friends, thank you. Now we will come in yoga philosophy. Okay, thank you.